Yo, what's up? My name's Michael. Diablo 2 videos, music, and Final Fantasy 7 stuff. Path of Exile 2 looks awesome to my Diablo 2 eyes. So I just want to check out this new class that they're revealing, the Witch. Obviously, like the Necromancer, you know, summoner, I see skeletons.
I'm certainly not supposed to be here. How exciting.
The voice acting is interesting. The how exciting. Oh, she's like sing-songing and like in a kind of a really evil way. Like she enjoys the chaos.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, game director on Path of Exile 2, and I'm here today to talk about the Witch. Most classes have access to some kind of minion, but if you want to control an army, the Witch is probably the class you want to pick. In PoE 2, most minions don't require summoning manually. This scepter gives me a couple of free warriors, but it's also going to give me another resource called Spirit, which you can spend on whatever minions you want.
I love that. I love that the item just has some skills on it and you can just use them right away. I really wish there was like, there's some of that in Diablo 2 with what we call O skills, but I wish there was a little more of it. Anyway, this looks great.
You can see the Spirit bar above the mana here. On the skill screen, you can pick the composition of your army. This is a level 2 area, so I can only afford one other minion. I'll pick a sniper for now.
You can stay in the back with me.
When minions die, they'll be revived automatically so long as no other minion has died recently. So before your next battle, all your minions will come back to life.
Nice quality of life thing.
You can also order your minions around with a dedicated button. Tell them to move to a specific location, attack a specific enemy, or even open a chest or door for you.
What? See, I love that. I've said before multiple times in Diablo 2, because like I do a lot of like suggestions and criticisms while I'm playing the game, because I like the game, and I've said like, man, why isn't there like a direction button for the minions of the Necromancer in Diablo 2? That's really great. They have that.
Open that.
Open that, she said. So they can
We
open
also have
chests.
temporary minions. This spell is called Unearth. If it kills a monster or if it hits the corpse of a monster, it creates these bone constructs.
That's cool.
They can't take many hits and have a limited lifetime, but you can build up a real army with these.
Yeah,
While my
that's
minions
cool.
are attacking, I'm going to use some debuffs on the monsters
They kind of look like little scorpion creatures.
too. The first one I'm going to use here is Contagion. If a monster dies with Contagion, it spreads to nearby enemies. Each time it spreads, the damage increases, so it's a good idea to try and keep the infection going.
Each time it spreads, the damage increases. Dude, that's how I wish rabies in Diablo 2 worked that way on the Druid. That's how that should work. That would make it viable then. Jeez, man.
If any corpses
That's
are infected
smart.
when you summon a minion from them, the minion will be infected as well. Each time they hit an enemy, they'll continue infecting them. It's nice to have an army of infected scorpions on your side.
And then they can
I also have
infect,
another Chaos debuff called Essence Drain. This one does even more single target degen. If the monster is infected with Contagion at the same time, then the Essence Drain will spread as well. This can turn into a real plague of destruction.
So you can spread the Essence Drain and the Contagion, and they like make each other stronger. Okay. Kind
Another
of like curses, I guess, on the Necromancer.
minion type I can summon are zombies, but they require a corpse.
Zombies require corpse.
They don't come back to life if they die, but they're fairly tough and can bolster your minion numbers.
I like that. So they're different too. They don't come back to life automatically.
Many minions also have command skills. I can order my sniper to deploy a gas arrow on the battlefield to get some
What?
damage over time.
You can order it to cast a gas arrow. Dude, you're controlling so many things. It's cool.
Now I'm going to summon a skeletal arsonist. They can throw little fire grenades, but they also have a command skill that can detonate your own minions that are low on life.
Wow. Yeah, so instead of them just dying off, you know, it's like you can strategically be like, all right, that one's low on health. I'm going to detonate that one. Just adds more options. That's really smart.
When you see the red indicator, use the skill and the minion will go boom. It's particularly nice on these bone constructs because they expire quickly anyway.
That's one.
So, let's take all these tools we've found and fight the boss of this area, the Carrion Crone.
Be still. Suffer.
So the debuffs are on, it looks like. And, dude, he's wrecking the boss. And then they're all exploding now. Dude, what? So, okay, out of all the videos I've seen so far, I've never seen him kill a boss that fast. So, doesn't it seem like this is going to get nerfed then, if that's the case? Or is it just, this is just how you, if you play really well, then you can do this well, maybe? I don't know. Plus, we haven't played it, so there's no reason to start saying we should nerf this. We don't know the balance of the game. But just from what we've seen so far, what I've seen so far, I should say, I don't know if I've seen anything die that fast.
So, that's how many minions you can get at level 2. But
That's
let's see
level
what
2?
minion gameplay looks like at a higher level. This is a level 30 area. I want to try a different group of minions. I still have my trusty warriors, but there's a lot of different types to choose from, like brutes for stunning or ice mages for freezing, and most of them come with their own special abilities or command skills. For now, I'd like a couple of storm mages to shock enemies, a cleric to heal and revive my minions, and a bunch of reavers as well. Reavers do high damage, and you can also...
Okay, so clerics to heal, it's almost like there's a mini game in Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC and then Rebirth where you have like an RTS game, mini game, and you can like hire guys that heal and other guys that are range, and it's like it's almost like an RTS type thing you have going on
them
here.
before battle. This slowly kills them, but my cleric should be able to keep them alive.
Yeah,
While my
okay.
minions are attacking, I can use channeled skills like Bone Storm, which creates a devastating volley of sharp spikes. The Storm Mage has a useful ability if lots of your minions die. He can summon a lightning storm to strike the location of every dead skeleton in your army.
Wow.
Just like that.
So, okay, so if something dies, then those lightning mages can then cast a bigger, like, thunderbolt on their corpse that comes down. I like the idea that, you know, they don't just die and then there's nothing to do with them. It's really cool that if they die, you can cast something on them, you can reuse them, or like before they die, you could explode them. It's kind of interesting. It just kind of makes you keep an eye on what's happening with your army in a way that I don't think I've like played before on like say like the Necromancer on Diablo 2, you know? It's kind of interesting.
We also have a type of skill called Offerings. These let you impale one of your skeletons on a big spike of bone in order to buff all of your other minions.
That's cool.
The one I've just used here is called Pain Offering. It makes all of my other minions faster and deal more damage. After the battle, we have some extra corpses. We don't want those to go to waste. Profane Ritual consumes a corpse to create a power charge, which can power up some of my other spells. If I use them to summon zombies, I can create super zombies, which are more powerful. You
Super
also don't need a
zombies.
corpse to summon them.
There's already so many options with what you could do with the army, and this is just a level 30 character.
You can also use power charges to channel Bone Storm. If I do that, it adds a devastating AoE.
Dude, this has got to be the favorite right now, right? Like, out of everything they've shown so far, this is probably like everyone's like, oh, I'm doing this class when the game comes out. It kind of looks like, and don't hate me for this, but it kind of looks like easy mode though too at the same time. I don't know. I mean, it's like I can't say that for certain, but just so far it kind of looks like that.
Die!
In PoE 2, even non-boss monsters can be pretty devastating, like this Faradin Impaler. There's a wide variety of abilities and it's pretty tough to defeat. But maybe I can put the body to a better use. This is a Bind Spectre gem. Using it, I can take the body of any enemy and capture its spirit so that I can keep it as a minion. Any monster can be captured, but the spirit cost depends on how powerful the monster is.
Pokemon.
It takes a lot of spirit for such a powerful enemy, so I'll have to unsummon a lot of my other minions, but it certainly seems like it might be worth it.
Oh, dude. Okay, that's so cool. In Diablo 2, you can revive monsters, you know, that come back just as they are. They don't become skeletons or anything. But you're not allowed to revive the special monsters, like the champions, the elite leaders or packs, or bosses of anything, you know. That was like, looked like a stronger monster, or kind of like a special enemy, it looked like, you know. So it's kind of cool that you can actually get those guys. And I like the idea that there's some give and take here, where it's like you don't just get to have him for free. It's like you actually have to like probably reduce the size of your army to make up for the spirit it costs to have him. This special unit up here, pretty smart once again. This is really cool.
If the Spectre dies, just like any other minion, it will respawn after a short time.
And it'll respawn. That's so nice. Like the revives in D2, they have a 180-second duration, and you can't increase it in any way. It's like, it's kind of annoying.
So, I think it's time to fight the boss of this area, Torgull the Defiler.
Torgull?
You are relentless.
The dog companion in Final Fantasy XVI's name is Torgull.
The end of Mariketh tyranny is nearly at hand.
Very cool animation, too. So does the green health bar mean it's been poisoned then? Or is that just the special boss? Oh no, yeah, now it's red, okay. So it looks like if the health bar is green, then you've poisoned it in some way. So it looks like the army's kind of getting wrecked, actually, by the boss. And now she's got to get, like, a bunch of them back and stuff. So that's kind of good to see. Like, there's lots to upkeep, you know? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I was worried that it was going to be, like, OP, but I guess, this looks like it's a little bit more challenging now. Like, you really do have to upkeep everything. So that's kind of good. That's good to see. So maybe it is strong in the beginning and then just kind of gets balanced out as you go. I don't know. Maybe certain classes are just going to be much better. Like, I mean, this seems pretty good though still, but it's hard to say. I can't play the game, so I don't really know the feel of what's balanced and not. It just looks cool to command the army in this way. I really like minion and summoner classes and stuff like that in Diablo 2. I always liked using the druid summons, even though they're not that strong.
None will stand in my way.
In general, but you can make them really strong with the right gear. And what is this thing that they always show at the end? Like this thing here, it's like I guess it's like the 2 for the Path of Exile 2. But like, why does it have like a heart and hands coming out of it and everything? Like, what is this thing, you know? Like, is it related to the lore in any way? I don't even know what the lore is of Path of Exile. Like, Diablo, like, is kind of, you know, it kind of Diablo makes sense where it's like, this is a fantasy version of like the devil and hell, you know, and some of the demon names are like biblical and stuff, you know? So it's like there's like some sense that it's rooted in like reality a little bit and things that we're familiar with. Whereas like Path of Exile, like I don't really know. Like I don't know what it's about. I'm imagining that there's like demons and stuff, you know, but is it all just like made up, or does it try to like draw from stuff that's like in our actual world that we are familiar with and stuff like that? I don't know. Anyway, cool, man. The Witch is looking like one of the best summoner, you know, necromancer type builds I've ever seen. I like that you have to switch your army, you know, and pick and choose, like if you want a bigger, stronger enemy, that's going to cost you. Like, that's kind of nice. That's just, it's like the decision making is there, right? And then the idea that you can like command them to shoot something or open something or like focus on something over here, really smart that you can explode some of them, that you can infect them, that you can use their corpses with the lightning mages and stuff. It's like it just makes a lot of sense. And then from what I've seen too, it seems like the skills are all can synergize in different ways. So it's like, okay, so what happens then when you have skeleton lightning mages on a witch, you know, and you have that one move from the monk or whatever that like absorbs like lightning, like in like tagged enemies and stuff? Can he just like absorb that once the corpses are hit with the thunderbolts or something? You know, like, is it? I don't know. I just think like I haven't even played the game, and I'm already like theory crafting builds. You know. So really cool. Also, just another thing is like in Path of Exile, they said like the skills are available, right? So it's like anybody can be a necromancer, right? Like monk with skeletons, you know? Mercenary shooting his like crossbow thing with skeletons. Pretty sweet. Let's like this video. Man, Path of Exile. That was Jonathan Rogers' voice narrating. I really like him a lot. He is like very open. He's very reasonable. I like that he takes suggestions. Like, I just found out recently that one of the things I asked in my last video was like, oh, are you going to be able to switch between mouse and keyboard and controller like just by touching one, and it just changes the UI for you? Because you can do that in Diablo 2. And people said, no, it doesn't work that way. It's like an options thing, like in the menu. And then Jonathan Rogers did like an interview, and he was just like, oh, a lot of people asked about that. We're doing that. Like, that has to be in there now because so many people said it. I'm like, dude, this guy's awesome. He's like, no, I don't want anyone, like, he like, if it's something that everybody wants or is upset about, he's just like, okay, we're going to do it, you know? And if it's something, though, that, like, goes against the philosophy of the game and he thinks people will come around to, then he'll say, like, oh, I think it'll be fine, you know? Which is cool. So anyway, really like Jonathan. He's doing a great job, you know, with just, like, fielding questions and everything, and it's just great. So anyway, really cool. As a Diablo 2 player, this looks phenomenal. Thanks, dudes. Check you later. Bye.